Hey everybody, JJ here, back again with another Wednesday of Zoom networking. Got a young man on the call today who is becoming one of the rock stars in Sub 2, Pace Morby Sub 2 community. Like the rest of us, he started as a student, has become an investor, and now a successful entrepreneur, leading by examples, created his own group. Um, he's running one of the major cities in the country, Houston, Texas. My good friend, Mr. George Paredes. George, how are you?
I'm good, JJ. Thanks for asking.
I kind of gave away the answer to my next question, but for those that don't know you, where in the country are you located?
Houston, Texas. Yes,
That's what you call home. Awesome.
that's what I call home.
Um, you and I go back a couple years. We actually met way before Sub 2 started, um, with another education community. We'll just that shall go unnamed. Um, and
Yeah.
you've just grown. You've been on my Zoom calls, you've listened to things I've taught, and you've taken them and you've implemented them, and you in your own right have become one of the more visibly successful investors in the country. And so I applaud you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let me ask you, what did you do before you became a real estate investor? Was this something always around? Was dad a contractor? Was mom an agent? Was this always around for you? And if not, what were you doing from your, say, your teens and your 20s? And what was your transition into work and business as a, hardworking adult?
Oh, appreciate that. Yeah. Just my parents from Salvador. They came a while back, and so they're just good old hard workers. And those are the one of the things that I think I took away from them. Always, being consistent and doing the whole high school thing. C student, going to the army for a couple years, and kind of like you're saying, kind of being that soldier to where tell me what to do and I'll do it, and then just taking that on to other jobs. And right before real estate, being in the post office for about 7 years,
Okay.
loved it, and enjoyed delivering mail or different packages to the customers, and really being that connection, I guess. And going to what we were talking about today, being that connector between that special letter or that package that the person is waiting on, and really appreciating that service that we provide.
Yeah, no, you're awesome. You are, in my opinion, just a quality guy. Anyone that doesn't know you, you need to get to know George Paredes because he has a heart of gold and he's just a really genuine and hardworking individual. Hey, brother, your topic today is the power of networking, helping others to lock up deals. And of course, networking is a topic that's near and dear to my heart. Let me get my little light in here. Um, so let's talk about power of networking. Um, why is it important?
It's important because it's obviously in the real estate realm, which is primarily wholesaling. It's so many components that there's a lot of people that you can follow, and maybe follow the wrong people, to where it is eventually reaching, connecting with the right people, and learning how to like you like to say, chase the relationship, not the deal, but being able to lead with value, and see what the person is about, seeing how you can possibly work together, and maybe that person can help you out with things. There's a phrase in the Bible, using your strengths and weaknesses and pairing that up with somebody else's opposite, to where you both can work together and hopefully create that community in order to reach that goal you're trying to reach to.
So how did you, I mean, I know you started with my calls early on and learning a couple things, but where was the transition for you between learning about networking and implementing networking?
Actually seeing the value of being able to share the information I've been learning as I pretty much fail forward, because it is like you mentioned, JJ, being able to take information from someone like you and just put into action, and maybe failing, but sticking to the things that actually work and building upon that.
So George, when we talk about networking, in the beginning we're new and we're learning, and we
Right,
get to a point to utilize networking to build our business.
right.
What are some of the hurdles between getting going and actually networking and building relationships? What does it take? Because a lot of people are new, they're reluctant, they're tentative, they're quiet, they're shy, they're reserved. What does it take really to get to the point where they're now visible?
Honestly, JJ, I think it just takes that leap of faith because like you mentioned, the previous mentorship I was in, I was trying to learn the wholesaling process, which was similar to what we are in sub two, is basically learning the process of the wholesaling, kind of being the middleman and finding the price. But whenever I was ready to make that move, I found out what non-disclosure meant, which in Texas means that you can't go by Zillow and get the price. You either have to network or connect with the agent in the area. So that was forced me to get out of my comfort zone and go networking and meeting or learning how to network and not being so salesy. Like, hi, I'm a real estate investor. Hi, I'm a real estate investor. It's more like, hey, how you doing, JJ? Where are you from, or what do you do? And then actually, like say, just get to know JJ all in all, and seeing how we can possibly work together in the near future, and hopefully follow up next time, see how you're doing, and learning how we can possibly work together and grow on that relationship.
When you talk about the relationship, and obviously, as real estate investors, we're in the real estate industry to make money, to do deals, to
True.
transact properties, to try and make a living to provide a legacy for our family. Um, a lot of people, as I say all the time, are chasing the deal all the time. Uh, what is the difference between chasing the deal and chasing the relationship, in your opinion?
Chasing a deal, I would say, is temporary, and the relationship lasts a lot longer. And so it is being able to, like I say, not just do one deal with you, but do many deals with you. So it is being able to just go by that phrase and seeing what that person may need, because what they may need, you may have in that scenario.
You know, um, I want to talk more about your actual topic today, saying helping others to lock up deals. How does one use the power of networking to help others to lock up deals? What's that? Tell us about that a little bit.
I would say, in the same sense of what we talked about, just getting to know, like you, JJ, you're out in California, and it's like, how can we do business together? To where, hey, JJ, if you ever have anything in Houston, let me know. I don't mind being your boots on the ground. I can walk the property. I can probably take pictures of it, or I can even get comps for you, since I am well connected here in the Houston area. I have access to MLS, which obviously from the previous statement, being in a non-disclosure, you're kind of at a handicap in that essence of getting that. Just like say, just providing value, see where we can possibly do a deal together.
So, as one networks, I mean, we talk about meeting other people, but we're working in different education communities, right? And like,
Mhm.
Basic Community Sub 2, there's 15,000, there's another 5,000 or 7,000 in Gator, and top tier TC has another several thousand. And people are all over the country. How is it? It's important. And how important is it really to be visible? And we can't just network if people don't know us, right? We have to be visible
Right.
up front.
True.
So
True.
what is that process about?
I guess being in the era of technology that we're in is being able to utilize these tools like Instagram, like YouTube, and being able not to be afraid to be in front of the camera, whether you have like this, uh, if you have the best technology ever, at least being honest and sharing your journey as you go, whether it's door knocking, whether it's recording your call and sharing the journey with people, and they can actually connect with you on a real level behind all the nice filters and all that good stuff.
So George, is it challenging being visible when you are new? I mean, I know we have to get out of our comfort zone to some extent, but was it challenging for you, or did you find it a little bit easier for yourself?
Actually, to be honest, if I could share a real story, the previous mentorship I was in, they told me to go on network. I'm like, crap, what does that mean? That means you have to go to a network event. How do I do that? You got to go on Facebook, find Houston real estate, and add yourself to those groups. And actually, attending a real estate event close by to my house, to where, man, I was nervous. I didn't know how to talk to anybody, because it is that imposter syndrome, where I am a real estate investor, but I haven't done a deal yet, and it's kind of getting over that. But luckily, my wife was able to help me get through the second one. And she actually kind of helped me to where she was that middle, I guess that grease to connect with certain people. And now to this day, I still see them. And so it's a pleasure to know that I'm still elevating and I'm seeing them elevating to where it is surrounding yourself with the right people along the journey.
There you go. Do you find it's is there a difference between networking locally and networking across the country?
It is because obviously, thanks to technology, we're able to connect via Zoom or another way of doing video calls, and so it's not. It's almost as good, but I'd rather be like they call it belly to belly, and actually attending these events. Which in a couple weeks, I believe I'm going to finally meet you in person. So it's going to be a little bit different
I'm
and
excited to
better.
meet you in person, brother. Yeah. Hey, we got a couple questions here. Some people want to chat and get some of your
Uh-oh.
knowledge here. Rafael Rosco, you were on with George Paredes. What's your question, my friend?
Hey, just wanted to thank my friend for this time, and I wanted to kind of show how easy it is, right, to network and do deals together. I have a deal in Houston, Texas. Just so you know, if you wanna um partner up on this, I am gonna be signing this deal in Houston, Texas. George, so
Let's do it. Let's do it, bro.
Rafael, so you've got an opportunity there in Texas that you want to work with George on?
yeah, I have it on the contract. I'm gonna be assigning it after the probate's done. So um
Well,
yeah.
what I'm going to do is the connector. I'm going to pull my phone out right now, and I'm just going to make sure I do a three-way text thread with both of you guys and make sure
Mm-hmm.
you're connected. And
You know, I could be doing it by myself, spending time, and
Mm-hmm.
it's so easy just on a Zoom meeting, right?
True.
So
Man, appreciate that, Rafael. And yeah, that's one of the keys of being able to have 3 or 4 buyers ready. Hey, George, I want to buy a deal, but man, these wholesalers lock up these deals too high. So that's where I'm trying to kind of be that middle ground as well, to where if it is too high, it's hey Rafael or hey JJ, I got this deal for you. You know, what price do you need it at? Like, bro, it's too high. What price do you need it at? And then that's when I can talk to Rafael and say, hey, bro, you're connected to the seller. I think we're off by $5,000. Let's see if we can work this out and get the deal done.
yep.
And being able to everybody can create that win-win situation.
Stacy Stevens, you are on with George Paredes. What's your question?
I have no questions for George. George and I have been on this journey for a little while. In fact, we call ourselves brothers and sisters. We met through another previous group before Sub 2. And we were both discouraged at one moment. And he called me and I was like, we're just going to keep kicking butt. We're just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. And the power of networking with George and networking with each other, it offers encouragement, accountability, and they keep you together. George is the most genuine guy that you can ever meet. He's short stack, but he's powerful. And we've always said that we will be on the stage together. But I would just encourage anybody, even if you're out of state, I'm in Illinois. We have worked on deals all across the world. And I'm so proud of my brother. So I don't know what to do. I'm just about to jump out of my skin. I'm so proud of him. And he's a great encourager. If you don't, no question is too dumb. He's genuine. He's going to walk you through it. He's going to help you understand it. If he don't have the answers, he's going to point you in the right direction. So George is one to meet. He's one to meet. If you don't know him, get on his call and get to meet him. He's a great person. I love you, my brother.
Love you. Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you so much, Stacy. So, George, you got a number of people on the call today from the Houston area because you're from Houston. Now, as I understand, you have your own group now.
Yeah, it's a funny story, JJ. One, I think last year around the January timeframe, I was asked to speak in front of the crowd of this real estate networking event. And now a year later, I'm actually a co-host of that. So it's like a blessing to where now I can amp up this this networking thing and learning to be able to reach out to these individuals inside our events, seeing how I can help them, grow their business as well. So yeah, being part of that community and learning, obviously taking the blueprint from you and trying to double up on that, the people in there, trying to lead with value and be able to connect other people on certain deals.
That's awesome, brother. I am honored that you give me some amount of credit for your great success.
Oh yeah, man, you're the man.
We're gonna bring Money Rob on, who's another one. I'll just, in a networking standpoint, one of my proteges, but this guy's just been on fire, Money Rob, brother, how are you?
Hey, JJ. Hey, sorry about earlier, but I'm having trouble with my Wi-Fi.
That's okay. That's all right. That's called technology. Hey, you're on with George Paredes. You got a question for him?
I sure do. George, what's up, brother?
What's up, Rob?
Hey, man, I feel like I've gotten to know you without even getting to meet you.
Oh.
And it's been a blessing, man. And brother, I didn't even know your hair, bro. You got all that hair. Let the hair down, man. I was gonna call you the samurai. But but hey, man, the whole networking, brother. I've been doing this about 8 months now. I found JJ early on, and that's been my mission, and it's just really making the friendships, the connections, and being visible. And I just feel your energy, brother. So all I want to ask you is, take me back to when the pivotal moment that it hits you, and define what that moment is, whether success, whether that's when you got that first deal, that first glimpse of your journey hit you, whatever it be. When tell me the networking and everything, how you were thriving, then boom, you hit it. I just want to feel that.
Actually, and I appreciate the compliment on the hair, Rob. It was actually, I don't know if I told JJ this. When I left the post office about 3 years ago, that was one of my goals, that I wasn't going to cut my hair until I got my deal. And once I got my first deal, my wife's like, "No, babe, you're going to keep growing it." So
she said, "Let it grow longer."
But as far as the first deal for me, it took about almost a year. But it was, I think, how JJ was saying, that consistency of not giving up, of realizing there's certain things they're not panning out like I think. And being able to either try to invest in a VA, try to follow all the steps, and realizing, crap, I'm losing money. Now I have to go back to square one, join the team, start cold calling, and go through those objections and kind of get that grit going, learn how to actually speak to people. So, but actually, I guess one of the moments that kind of hit me, Rob, when maybe like a year or so in the game, it was somebody that reached out to me, George, man, I remember when I first joined, and you gave me some words of encouragement. I was like, crap, I did? I don't remember. So I guess that's one of the moments, Rob, where you don't know how you may affect somebody. And even though that you're only doing this for 8 months, you're encouraging me, by showing your guns on the pictures. I'm like, crap, I need to get back in the gym.
I'm trying.
But that's the whole point of encouraging each other, just helping each other out, just a simple smile, you got this, or this is hard. And I like to relate the path of entrepreneurship so aligned with faith, of not having every answer, but being able to work with each other and get to that common ground.
Oh, right on, dude. I mean, that's what I needed right there. Thank you for that. And that was the inspiration I needed today. So thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. I'm going to reach out to you, brother. I want to connect with you on a personal level and get to know you.
Let's do it.
Again, right on. And Money Rob, hang on a second here. I say all the time, guys, the biggest goal we take away from what we do as investors are the lifelong relationships with people that become our friends.
Right.
And George and Money Rob, don't ask how, ask how Diggy. But these two guys have become two really good, and I've not met either one of them yet. But wow. I'm going to meet George at Squad Up. I'm going to meet Money Rob at the June picnic in Southern California.
Oh, Squad Up. I'm there at Squad Up.
Oh, hey, we're going to hang at Squad Up then. There you go. But for those that are on the call, whether you're on live right now, whether you're watching on YouTube, the biggest reward, the biggest value, the biggest gold nugget you take out of what we do are the lifetime relationships. And if you're not building relationships with not just the investors, but you need to get out of your own way and reach out to the successful investors, because they're just like us. They're just like us. Money Rob, I want to thank you for coming on for your question, and I always love to see you. Hey, the three of us got to get a picture together in Dallas, guys. And
absolutely.
And Friday night, I'm going to get a whole bunch of people to caravan out to Cowboys Red River for some honky tonkin on Friday night before Saturday's kickoff.
Honky tonk.
We're gonna go hit it. Money Rob, good to see you, brother. Mr. Jay Mora, you are on with the George Paredes. What's your question?
Hey, brother, how are you?
Fine, Jay.
I'd like to speak on behalf of every introvert out there that is like terrified, let alone to put their camera on.
Right.
And what mindset shift that you have to overcome in order to expose yourself more, in order to be more vulnerable? Because I'm an extreme introvert, and it's important to understand, that in order to grow, you need to be able to be a little bit more vulnerable. What did you have to overcome in order to get to where you're at now?
I would say honestly, Jay, kind of going through life, kind of rewinding myself of having that power of affecting other people and kind of them seeing the greatness in me that I probably don't see sometimes. But actually analyzing that and realizing I do have a lot to give, even though I've only been at this for 3 years, there's people that I still look up to. I look up to you. You got like this badass YouTube page. Like, hey, I need to catch up to him. And so I think if anything, it's just you being confident within yourself and knowing that these are just stages or chapters that everybody's gonna go through, the struggles of getting to where we want to get to. And so, but yeah, just being encouraged by, like, say, Stacy, who showed up earlier. That was somebody that we're both started up in the same stage. She was a little bit discouraged with the team that we're part of. And so I would just make it an attempt to reach out to her. What's going on, Stacy? Like, oh, I'm going to give up. Like, girl, you can't give up. We both believe in the big man upstairs. He wants us to do better. So let's keep going. Let's go get this. And so I guess that would be my answer, Jay, just to, get out of your comfort zone. And, you have a lot to offer. You have that, what I call, I guess, that birthday gift. You have so much that somebody else can, I guess, leech on, like take that and make it theirs, like a script, like a cold call script.
Yep. Beautiful answer. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Jay, good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. For those that are on the call, don't hesitate to be visible, right? A lot of times we think we don't know anything, we don't have any value, we're just moving along and we're nothing special. But the longer you're in this, the harder you work, the more you have to offer. And as George was saying, you don't realize that as time goes by, you become a role model. You become an example. We wake up every single day, get out of bed, go in the bathroom, brush our teeth, look in the mirror. We're looking at the same person we saw yesterday. And that person was in the mirror the day before that and the day before that. We're just us. But we don't realize that as we do things, as we study, as we learn, as we talk to others and learn from experience and conversation, that we're growing and we know more and we have more to offer as the days and weeks and months go by. And we don't even realize, as everyone else looks at us, what they're seeing in us.
Facts.
What's really cool is when we can stay humble and be ourselves and not get an ego because we're learning a couple things. But the biggest thing is when we can share with other people and just to be kind of like George does, to be kind and to be supportive. And when you guys do that, other people see that and just continue to do exactly that. And again, I want to thank everybody on the call today. If you guys haven't never spoken to me, please take my number. Please text me. Justin Coleman, I'd love to connect with you. Dwayne, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, JJ. I appreciate you taking the call and starting this group. I have to keep saying I'm working on my social media. So
we're all working on it. We're all working on it. This is a marathon, not a sprint. We're not in the 50-yard dash here.
Right. Absolutely.
Everything takes time. As long as we're continuing to be 1% better every day.
Absolutely.
At the end of the year, we're going to be 365% better.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're on with George Paredes. What's your question?
Hey, George, I thank you for just stepping out of your comfort zone and just doing so many great things from what I hear. And this is my first time meeting you. Of course, my name is Dwayne. I'm from Illinois. I've been in this gator business for about 4 months. I'm learning so much from JJ. But my question is, as I heard you talk about in your beginning. What was some of the content that you created when you started making videos? What did you talk about, and your vulnerability and your intro? Like, I'm not afraid to talk,
Right.
but I need to know what I need to be talking about in the beginning.
Great question, Dwayne. And yeah, I think in the beginning was kind of like I said, being in sub two and learning. Hey, just put yourself out there. Hey guys, I'm out here door knocking, or I'm out here looking, driving for dollars. Look at the grass is kind of high. Look at that window that's boarded up. Let me see how I can do. And then just simple stuff like that. Or hey, I just did my first call. So excited. I got my first yes, guys. And just being vulnerable enough to share that, just like with yourself, being 4 months in, you're probably 4 months ahead of the new gator coming in. So it's being able to share, hey guys, I'm still out here. I'm learning how to put myself out there, but hopefully let's work together. Let's see if we can wrestle some deals together, like the Gators say. Let's
Yes.
see. This is what I learned so far, and people can follow you, and then they can lean on you for encouragement, or possibly doing a couple deals together as well. But yeah, very small. Doesn't have to be all perfect. People.
Yeah.
What I'm noticing, you don't have to have all those gadgets and stuff. You just being the real you. It goes way farther.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Dwayne, to add to that, it's like done is better than none. You don't have to have everything perfect. Just get out there and do it. Your content doesn't have to be about profit return or investment strategy or things of that nature. It could be as simple as what you had for coffee that morning, that you're taking your dog for a walk. But just putting something out there is the start.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be real estate, but just posting a photo, posting a short video, is just the start. And like I said, it's small steps. But as long as you're taking one and then another one and then another one, it's when you're no longer moving that you're stuck in the mud. And
Gotcha.
as George was saying earlier, the hardest part about this is getting out of our comfort zone and just doing it. Just doesn't matter what you do, just do something. There's a phrase, you don't have to be perfect, but doing something, done is better than none. Get out there. Just take a picture of a sunset, take a picture of the sunrise, take a picture of a dog walking down the street. Samantha and I were in Carmel and Monterey in San Francisco, and I took a couple of pictures of beautiful houses on the bluff. Wasn't my house, wasn't my project, wasn't my wholesale, wasn't my rehab, but I posted this photo of a beautiful house. I asked the question, what do you guys think of this house? I had 350 comments on my post. So if you see a house that looks cool, take a picture of it. Distressed, perfect, redone, in process. But just start. Just start. So, Dwayne, thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Let's have another one of those conversations we had the other day where we were on there for a minute and a half. Anthony Garrison's got the best smile in friggin' all the country. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Thank you so much, JJ. Looks like I have some competition here with George. This guy's smile's pretty killer too.
Contagious, man. Yours is just as contagious.
So, hey, always good to see you. I think you're awesome, Anthony. And again, if you and George haven't connected, I suggest you grab his number, reach out sometime. You're both in the great state of Texas, as they say. But what's your question for George today?
Yes. So I was listening. My computer lost. I lost power a while early, so I don't know if you answered this or not or addressed it. But I noticed everybody's kind of highlighting how kind and how generous and how you just take your time and you meet people and you just give off that vibrant energy. But is there anything that like sparked that? Like anything like where did it come from? Do you have like a background in? I know the connection with the mail, but just being genuine or caring. Like, do you have like a education background or like a caregiving background, or I mean,
honestly, bro, that's a good question. I don't know. I think it goes back to learning, like I said, those God-given gifts, just like what Michael Jordan and Kobe, they just have that drive to go where they need to get to. But then for me, it being that kindness or kind of being that laid back person. To where growing up, I never really had to fight because for some reason, Anthony, I always hung around with the biggest guy. I made that biggest guy laugh. And so whoever had a problem with George had a problem with him. And so growing up, I never really had a fight. And even to this day, my wife, she still has my back. So like, nobody mess with George. Like, and I guess I guess I was accustomed to that, Anthony. But it's also learning with the with the real estate, being able to actively listen. And so if I am connecting with you, I'm genuinely wanting to know what it is that you're what you're about, how I can help you, and then more than likely if we gravitate to each other, then I want to make an effort of reaching out to you sooner rather than later. Like JJ does a great job. I can say within the last couple of years we know each other, he's probably reached out to me more than I reached out to him. But when we do connect, it's an honest conversation. It has nothing to do with real estate. It's encouraging me, George, you're doing a great job. I'm like, I am? Like, oh man, thanks. And that encouraged me to, man, I need to give this to somebody else. Let me encourage somebody else to do that. So I guess that's, hopefully I answered your question with that, Anthony.
Perfect. No, that's perfect. I love it, man. Love it.
Anthony, to go with that, I don't know about George. When I grew up, I was shy. I stuttered. I was picked on. I was not one to speak out. I was comfortable being in my own little world. But as we get into real estate, we just realize that we can't do it by ourselves. And what we need to do is we need to find those that we resonate with. And it's not easy getting out of our comfort zone.
Right.
But we just need to realize that we have to make that step. Once we step off the curb and get into the street, once we make that step, it's, as George was saying, it's about listening. It's not about just talking through people, but it's about resonating with others. See who resonates with us. Who do we resonate with? We have to be completely genuine in our desire to build not just a relationship, but a friendship. Because the best business relationship is a personal friendship. And when we put aside the hundreds and thousands of people and just realize we're talking to one person at a time, and just focus on that one person. I don't care if I'm at Squad Up and there's 5,000 people there. I'm talking to one person at a time. And if they resonate with me, then I'm going to focus on them. If they don't resonate with me, then I'm going to go, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to work the room. I'm not going to spend my time talking to people that I'm obviously not resonating with, because I don't have that time to waste.
Right.
But when we realize what our value is and find people that we resonate with, then when we meet somebody like that, engage with them. And the key is to get them talking about themselves. Here I talk about myself a lot, but I'm talking to my group, but I want to get the other person talking about themselves. So we want to talk about the acronym FORD: family, occupation, recreation, dreams, to see where our commonality is, because that's how we're going to resonate. But you're a family man, you got a great personality, $1 million smile. There's no reason people aren't going to love you. And if they don't, that's their problem. We just keep looking for those that we resonate with.
Exactly.
Awesome. Appreciate it. And thanks again, George. I appreciate that response, brother.
I appreciate you, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. B, you are on with George. What's your question?
There we go. I'm doing well. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my question for you, George, we go way back. Not way back, but way back. It's been a while now.
Yes.
And I completely get it when you say, especially JJ, meeting on that level, right? Resonating with that person and actually connecting with them. There's something about them that you see the light, right? Because that light is what it is that you want inside of yourself, inside your business. And so completely see that with you guys. I'm so grateful for you guys, and that, I know y'all. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
My question is, because you are such a go-giver, George. I know you help tons and tons and tons of people. And, I want to make sure that if there's anything that we can do, because I know there's people out there who are like, I don't know how to provide value, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can I provide value? I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what to do.
So
is there anything that you would need help in, that perhaps someone out there can help you too? Because I know you're such a go-giver, and it's like, hey, it's kind of like where it goes to those who are always the ones who check on someone. It's like, hey, well, someone also needs to check in on them too. Make sure that they're doing well, I just kind of want to put it out there.
I appreciate it. It's kind of like that lion, the lion is tough, but the lion goes through things as well. Even though I may be a little lion because of my stature, but as far as what I need now, I think B, and thank you for acknowledging that it is, just loving, reaching out, seeing how I can help people. But as far as for me, I think the next challenge for me, it is kind of pivoting and realizing running a wholesale business is very hard, to where it is acknowledging like most of my deals are coming from the JV side. And so it is learning that maybe I need to take a step back from the wholesaling part, but also just, being connected, just doing what you're doing. And, if you have anybody that like needs anything from me, and then obviously, I would think of you like, oh, B brought me this person. Why not use B as our TC? And that way everybody can kind of win. And so, yeah, just if you know anybody that needs anything from me, then letting me know. Because at the end of the day, everybody needs something. But like JJ was saying, being on that conversation and figuring out, is this person just need knowledge of the information, or are they an action taker as well? Because that's when it goes down to, like what Jay is saying, who to spend your time with wisely. But knowing that a lot of people are coming in new, especially in sub 2, they got all the information. What I do, like, just stick to one thing, join a team. A TCB comes to mind. There's a couple people that I've used personally that I can refer them to, or come in JJ's networking event. He has tons of videos, and if you want, I don't have as many, but I got a couple in there. So maybe I need to step up my game and catch up to JJ and Jay Mora on that level.
You'll get there. You'll get there. We'll all get there.
Yes, it's one step at a time.
Now, B, let me ask you something. When you were asking what George needs, and any investor who's getting some visibility, new investors are going to always say, what can I do for you? How can I bring value to you? Was that kind of where your question was coming from?
Yeah, I mean, because I know as for new investors, they come in and they feel they may not have as much value. I know I've been in that position before, right? When we're first starting out, it's like, you may not have as much knowledge about certain things. So it's like, what do I have to offer? So it's like perhaps something that George can kind of pinpoint and lead someone in a certain path as to what they can go towards, and that can bring that value.
Okay, and I want to hit that from another angle. There's what George would possibly have to need, or I might need, or somebody else might need, and what angle can we direct to someone to? Each individual that they talk to is going to be a different avenue.
Yeah.
Right. That's very obvious. But what is the same will be the person reaching out. So when someone is new, and I hear this all the time, I'm new, I'm inexperienced, I don't know anything, I don't bring any value. How many new investors feel that or have felt that at one point in time? I think we all did. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we're new, we don't have experience. We haven't done a deal. We haven't been in the education program for even 6 months yet. We don't know anything. Gosh, I'm intimidated to walk in the room. I don't have, how can I help? I tell the new investors that when they're meeting experienced investors, that experienced investors realize that going to an event, whether it's a local RIA, your local sub 2 meetup, squat up summit, anywhere you may go, they know they're not going to meet just equally experienced investors. They're going to meet new investors. And when they go in being open-minded, because they were all new at one point in time, and they're going to want to help people too as well, that they're open to meeting new people. And the key is as they meet new people, for you as a new investor, whoever you may be, as you're watching live, you're watching on YouTube, the real value is yourself. I tell people all the time, I want the most valuable thing you have to offer, and that's your friendship. And so when you're meeting someone, what does the experienced person look for? How do you present yourself? Are you dressed? You don't have to be in a suit and tie and a formal evening gown, but are you dressed, business casual, respectable? How do you present yourself? How do you speak? Are you speaking smoothly? Don't rush your conversation. Pause. Give the other person a chance to interject. How is your handshake? Is your handshake firm, or is your handshake a dead fish? Are you looking at them eye to eye as you talk to them? Are you listening with attention? These are the interpersonal skills that an experienced investor looks for in a new investor. Oh my gosh, they could be a mentee. They could be a protege. I need some assistance on the side of my office. They could possibly help me with driving for dollars, cold calling, door knocking. but they're going to look at what your interpersonal skills are like, not how experienced you are as a real estate investor. How confident are you and how you present yourself? I don't know anything. I'm new. So I say this all the time. Are you mother, father? Do you have any kids? Maybe you have nieces and nephews. Other people, maybe you're looking after your parents in their older age. You have a role in your family, as the matriarch, the patriarch, to look after those that are younger, those that are older, and provide for people, take care of people, make sure people are safe and respected. If a child or your elderly parent were to have an injury, a wound from falling down or tripping or getting hit at school as a child in the sandbox, you're going to want answers from the teacher. You're going to want to go into that office and say, what happened to my child? Prove to me this will never happen again. And I want to know how you're going to handle this. But you're going to walk into that room wanting answers. When you, as a brand new investor, walk into a meetup with no experience, you're representing your family, your wife, your kids, your future husband, your future wife, your future kids. Maybe you have to look after your parents one day who are perfectly fine today, but you represent your family. And you want to walk into that room with all the confidence of the person that's there to achieve financial independence so you can provide. And you don't want them to give their attention to someone else over you because you're not secure. So you have to realize that you walk in there not with the insecurity and the lack of confidence as a brand new investor doesn't know anything, but you walk in there with the confidence of the person representing your family, of the person who's determined to be successful, of the person who's going to give them a firm handshake and look them directly in the eye and be attentive as you listen. And when you walk in with that confidence, you cannot lose. I don't care who you are, being on here live or listening on YouTube in the future. This is all about how you present yourself and how you interact with others. This is the number one thing I try and give. But when it comes to that new individual who's trying to make their way, the biggest value you have is a value that nobody else can even compare with. And that's your friendship. Felicia Smith, you're on with George Paredes. What's your question, girl?
Hey, friend. My
Friend,
question is, it's good to see you, George, and congratulations on your success. And George he is who he is. What you see here, he's been that way for years. I've been knowing George for a lot of years and looked up Sunday and had a Bible verse come to me on my phone from George while I was in church. But anyway, I'm having a hard time finding a deal or finding a partner to deal with, to make a deal with. What would you suggest? And plus, the other thing that I'm doing right now, I am layering up everything toward retirement. For example, I put money, my 401ks, into a fund where I can loan money out. I've gotten into another business also that could help out with properties and what have you that would be needed. But how can I get a wholesale deal or something? I've been making pre-foreclosure calls in the past for months.
Right.
Nothing's happened. So what is your suggestion?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It can be handled in many ways. Either simply trying to join a team, or it feels like, since I do know you a little bit better and you have these other services aligned to, if you would probably maybe attempt door knocking these foreclosures. You have a very powerful presence about you, and then just linking with, how can I help you? Kind of like we're talking about with leading with value, maybe coming to that person and understanding that they may be in a situation. And the last thing I want to do is buy your property, but I want to at least give you some options that you may not have. And on top of that, I have these other services that may intertwine in that, and then just presenting yourself in that way, and hopefully building a team around you to where maybe they can help you with that part of you, I guess. And that's something I'm still learning on, Felicia, setting that system in place to where now you can put that other person in that spot, and then you can get better at the next step of what you're trying to do. Because at the end of the day, I guess, to answer your question, is this really what you want to do? And then kind of having that monetary value of maybe a year from now, how much you want to make? What isn't a wholesale assignment worth, or how much is it? And how many do I got to get to if I do want to retire? So I guess, to answer your question, having the end in mind and just reverse engineering that bad boy.
Okay, this is my last question, but how would you say that I would go to someone and ask them about being on my team, or would I need to just reach out to them directly? I mean, what's your suggestion about building a team?
Um, Figuring out what you need on the team, seeing where you fit in on that team, and then knowing. Mm-hmm. I mean, simply, I'm still in that process, so obviously we can connect on the side, or JJ has more input. But it is kind of seeing what that vision of a team looks like, and seeing what players you have to plug in, and having those roles and responsibilities, and also KPIs. It's something that you can track, so you can make better decisions based off results and not emotions.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good seeing you.
Likewise.
Yolanda Stewart, you are on with the George Paredes, girl. What's your question?
Hi, thank you so much again. I actually just wanted to make a statement and just encourage people to really reach out to George. It kind of goes back, JJ, to what you were saying about the whole networking and friendship. So when I first reached out to George, I actually reached out to him on a real estate issue, and he took the time, he did a little loom for me, and we actually went and we broke down and analyzed the deal. And I was just so grateful that he took the time to do that. But then I had a moment where I was having like a personal traumatic moment in my family. And then the next thing I know, here comes across a Bible scripture. And when I tell you it was what I needed at that very moment, it nearly brought me to tears. So that kind of goes back to what you said about not chasing the deal, chasing the friendship, because it was what I needed for my soul, for my spirit. And it just really encouraged me to move forward. So I just wanted to give George his flowers and to thank him and to let his sister know that there's another adoption on the way, because he's not getting away from me. Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you, George.
Thank you so much. Chris Colton, you're on with George Paredes, brother. What's your question?
Man, I just wanted to express my gratitude and just show it by bringing my energy to the field. I mean, George, JJ, you and helped me 3 or more years ago figure out how to even utilize social media and how to build true relationships that matter. And George, I mean, you've been sending me those scriptures for months now. You know what I mean? I get them, I'm just like, oh, thank God, thank you. And your integrity is intact and you haven't changed one bit other than your growth in real estate. So just wanted to jump in and just share some energy.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Thank you so much, Chris. You in your own right have become a rising star in the community and also leading by example. So we appreciate you.
JJ, I want to share something about Chris. He's a great connection. Me being in Houston, and he's been able to help me whenever I have certain deals in San Antonio, which is simply of either possibly being my buyer or possibly just being that boots on the ground or connecting me with somebody that can take pictures for a property. So if that can help by anybody in this group, it is meeting different people and being able to do things virtually.
There you go. Again, Chris, thank you so much, my friend. So George, brother, we had a lot of questions on this call today. I want to thank you so much. Again, I think the key thing, is you just lead by example, and you're out there and you're visible and you're friendly and you're smiling and you're offering constantly how you can help people. And I'm sure what you do behind the scenes is what you do in front of the scenes that everybody that sees is not right. 1/10 of what you're doing behind the scenes.
Facts. It is. It is true, and that was something I guess I battled with at first, just following the whole Go Giver. Is like, man, I'm helping a lot of people, but I'm not getting no recognition. And then realizing it's not about me. It's it's a higher power, it's a higher calling. Until knowing that eventually, I like a phrase that Pay said one time that he's just a farmer plowing seeds of abundance and realizing how many people he's touching. Maybe that seed doesn't come out or sprout, but eventually it'll come back to you. And so I think that's another key thing I've been learning so far in this journey.
But I really appreciate you. Hey, let me ask you, do you have a book out yet? Are you writing anything? Or do you have a training program? Are you taking on mentees or proteges or anything like that?
I actually am, JJ, because it is kind of leaning towards because right now I'm getting a good amount of probates here in Houston from one of the great connections I'm making. So I'm trying to own in on that special, I guess, lead source. but also on trying to encourage the JV side to where it is building up my little. It's like a web page to where it gears to either just hopping on a call with me and seeing where we can possibly work together, or just having you lined up to where, oh man, Anthony, he's a Gator. Maybe I can connect him with a Gator, and I actually organizing that thing, because I know I have a bad habit of having everything in here and not having it organized on some type of CRM or spreadsheet. But also encouraging people to, want to JB with me, even though I do feel more comfortable in the Houston area and other Texas cities. But it is getting out of my comfort zone, and hopefully after the Squad Up Summit, meeting these other people in person and trying to build those I guess satellite teams, or being able to do more deals nationwide.
I think nothing but good things are going to come to you, because you've laid the foundation just by being yourself and helping others. And like you said, you're doing it originally and wondering, how come you're not getting credit? But the credit comes about, as you say, sowing seeds. And
Right.
we wake up every day. We see it ourselves as the same person we were yesterday, the day before that, the week before that, the month before that. But we don't realize what's happening around us, which is
Yes.
the result of our efforts. And now we've had easily a dozen questions on this call. People engaging in your knowledge, appreciating what you give back to the community, and you are highly recognized in the community. You are, you're one of those people say everybody knows who you are, and
Right.
through that, as I like to say, networking leads to visibility, and visibility acquired properly leads to opportunity. And again, we all want that same opportunity to build relationships with successful people. But if you're not visible, guys, you're invisible. And if you're invisible, that very opportunity you seek will walk right past you every single time. So
Facts.
be like George. Be like George. Hey, really quick, I got two last questions for you. If people want to reach out to you weeks and months down the line watching on YouTube, what's the best way to connect with you? Would it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, MySpace?
Yeah, basically Facebook at just George Paredes, Instagram at Mr. Buy Your Home with a 3 instead of a E.
So there's your Facebook, and of course your Instagram is Mr. Buy Your Home 3.
Yes.
Hey, I got one last question for you before I part ways.
All right.
My group is a networking group, and I'm teaching people all the time about the importance of leveraging social media. There are, as you know, many education groups on the landscape. We've been in a couple different ones ourselves together. And there are investors coming every day that are either brand new or extremely experienced, coming to these education platforms to learn how to transact in real estate, joining the Facebook communities of these respective education groups. A lot of these people have never really used Facebook as a business tool to build their business. But and it kind of goes in line with everything we've talked about today, but in your opinion, what is the importance of networking and leveraging social media to the success of one's business today? Is something people can avoid, or is it something they want to utilize?
Something they want to utilize right now, since a lot of those components are still free, and it's just simply reaching out to the masses. I don't want to make too much about the church scenario of the Bible verses, but it is being able to get that good word on Sunday, and you being that extension of sharing those stories. And the same thing with Instagram, Facebook, just sharing that simple story like we talked about earlier. Hey, I'm out here door knocking, or hey guys, I locked up my first deal. It took me a year, but shoot, it could take you 1 month. It just depends on it depends on how much work you want to put into it and who you align yourself with. And that can be multiplied and reached out to a bunch of people. And yeah, that's so important. And it's free, and that's, I guess, the best part.
There you
It's
go.
really easy. And just with practice, you'll get good at it.
Yeah.
Or reach out to people in your group to help you out.
And like we said about earlier, done is better than none. Just get out there and do it. And, if we do it, things will happen. Hey, brother, I really appreciate you for being on today. If you guys are watching on YouTube right now, please like George's video. Please put in the comment section what your takeaways are. If you think there's something that I could do to improve what I do on a weekly basis, please put your comments on how we can bring you a better product. Again, if you want to connect with George, connect with him on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to connect with me, get in my networking group, scan the turquoise QR code, go to my website, click the register now button. Please register for the group. If you want to follow up with George's videos, see other videos being dropped on my YouTube channel, please scan the purple QR code here, and that will allow you to subscribe for my YouTube channel. If you guys are on the call right now, don't go away. We're going to talk to George, share some good more network tips on networking, and continue to build relationships. George, for everybody else watching on YouTube and out there in the land of virtual networking, we'll see them on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Right on.
Thanks, guys.